Hey, good people, it's Thursday. It's time for Thursday Thoughts. I just wanted to share my heart and be real because that's what Thursday Thoughts has always been about and for. It's where we share like our deep thoughts on Thursdays and try to process the emotions of what we're feeling and thinking in a certain moment or season. So I'll see you guys after the intro so we can talk. Welcome back to my channel. Let the record state that I definitely forgot about what I said about, coming back to see y'all again this week. So here I am. Let's get right into it. But before we even get into today's episode, if you guys have not seen Couch Conversations episode 22, it's in the playlist for you guys. And it's the 1 year anniversary tribute slash vlog that I did in honor of my pop because last Friday when I posted that vlog, it made a year since he went to heaven. And so I kind of just mostly talked about, what happened that day, the journey that I have been on since that day, life after loss, those kinds of things. And so you guys kind of got a peek into what that day was like for me also in spring break edition of Weekend Recap, which I just posted. And you guys saw the more exhausted, drained, depleted, and full-blown depressed version of me, if I can be completely honest. So now in today's episode, we're going to talk about how it really went behind closed doors. So last Friday, I was in shambles. I was a literal basket case. I mean, a hot mess. I wasn't trying to, but it just ended up that way. And it was really hard. And there's no other way to put it. Like, it wasn't just 1 year without my pop. It's 1 year without both grandparents, which is double trouble. And I know my grandparents are in a better place. And in the end, I knew from the moment that everything, like from when their health started going downhill, either way, I knew it's either a miracle on earth or heaven. Like, that's it. And so both Meemaw and Pop lived longer than expected. And that is God's grace and miracle to us and to our family. And when they just could not do it anymore, God sent them home. But no matter how many times I think of the fact that they're in a better place, it changes nothing. It doesn't bring them back. And it doesn't change the fact that I have been stripped away from something that I literally will never get back. I will be very honest to say that my grandparents were the glue. Like, I was their entire world, their pride and joy for life. Like, they invested so much into me. They just understood. And they loved me to an extent that is undeniable and unforgettable. And I miss the way that their love felt when they extended the love that they did to me. Like, there is no love like their love. This past year, here and there, life has felt like something is always missing. There's been moments where it's like, okay, life is good, but there's that missing piece. And it's always Pop and Meemaw. Like, they are that missing piece. Leading up to last Friday, my heart was really like low-key dreading everything because I knew it was coming up. And on top of that, I was already stressed because there was so much going on with, all sorts of news, both good and bad, being told to me at the same time. And then you have prom, then you have third quarter ending before spring break. And so everything was just a blur. But that first part of spring break was very, very nice, as you guys know. But then Friday came and it felt like the worst Friday of the year, to be honest. The next day, last Saturday, the siblings and I hung out because it was a major reset button for me because my mind was literally so heavy. And, my siblings and I, we go through everything together, both good and bad. We've cried together. We've laughed together to the point of like us not even being able to barely breathe majority of the time. And they were there for me when Pop passed away. They were actually the first ones I told. And a year later, they are still here with me. And I am just so grateful for that. I must say that losing people in my life has taught me that you can understand and be confused at the same time. And it has also taught me that you can understand exactly what happened and still be sad that it happened. Like, loss will have you in spaces and places that you never imagine yourself being in at all, like literally. And the people that have experienced loss can understand and know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, last Friday got to me like bad, like, and I felt like I relived everything all over again. Like, waking up in the middle of the night around the time he passed away, like, I still to this day, and neither do my parents know actually what time he actually passed because we missed it. So then you have the memories from photos or snaps showing you no mercy, just reminding you of what happened. And so the two words that have not left my mind since March 22nd, 2023 is Pop Pop's gone. And I feel like that was the worst news my mom ever told me in my entire life. In fact, that was the worst news that she told me in my entire life. This first year has been very fast. It's been weird. It's still a shock that it's been that long, especially when at the moment you had to move forward so fast. At least I did. In the public eye, my pop always told me, you know, I'm not going anywhere. And, you know, of course, I wish that was true for many more years, because in 2017, he had a vascular surgery and he almost died. And I was very young. And that's when he told me, you know, like, I'm not going anywhere. And so when he was diagnosed with heart failure, he told me the same thing. And I think he told me that to just kind of secure my heart. But the reality of it not happening just hurts more. This past week has been hectic to say the least, especially when you add the food poisoning on top of that. If you watch the spring break edition of Weekend Recap, you know that I got food poisoning at the end of the trip. So yeah. But as far as, you know, life after loss, you never get over things like that. I mean, I definitely have it. So thank you guys for the prayers this week. Yeah, I'm just ready to relax this 3-day weekend. Tomorrow is no school because of Good Friday. Very ready for Easter. And you guys can look forward to Easter too, because y'all are getting an Easter edition of Weekend Recap. So make sure you stay tuned because it's going to be good. Thank y'all for hearing me talk and just share my heart about what's been going on in my mind. You know, mentally, emotionally, physically, everything. I am working on getting there, you know, getting back to where I feel normal again and all that sorts of stuff. So hopefully next time y'all see me, I will be doing, you know, at least a little bit better for Easter. But I love y'all so much, and I'll see you next week.